And I'd be like, okay, now next week I might say something you don't like. I was nervous. I was scared. I could barely breathe. Because you can have on a fly outfit, but if that fly outfit is not fly on you, let it fly away. Like, I know we had this thing and they probably try and cancel me for this, but
thank you for joining the Social Media for Business podcast. This is a podcast where I bring on great guests who are just killing it in social media, doing all types of exciting things. And today, you know, I got a great guest. I got a guest that you gotta watch. You got to just listen. She is just doing some awesome stuff. She's inspiring. She's got a great story. This sister is killing it on Facebook, 36,000. She's killing it on Instagram, over 11,000. On TikTok, over 16,000. So she just got numbers across the board. And we're gonna talk about platforms. Maybe I didn't even look up that she's probably just doing some stuff. But I know on those platforms we're gonna really get into it. This sister, she is an entrepreneur. She is just excellent when it comes to fashion. She is a host. So if you're looking for a host, she is awesome as a host. She is a poet. Awesome poet, great poetry. And then most importantly, she's an aunt, she's a daughter, and she is a mom. So Miss Watson, Miss Grande Beauty, thank you. Thank you for taking the time out and sharing with us today. How are you doing?
I am awesome, and thank you for having me here.
Okay.
And thank you for your research.
Yes. Well, did I miss something in that introduction?
You know what? I don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay. All right. So I covered a lot of grounds.
You definitely did.
Okay.
You definitely did.
So so the whole idea is to get into that. The first thing I want to talk about before we really dive into the social media, the thing that I admire the most about you is being a poet. And I want to know what inspired you to write and to become a poet.
Well, I'm going to say this because the story never changed because it's the truth. So I was like 8 years old when I was young. And, you know, being a child, you can't verbally express your feelings all the time. And you can't to adults. So, you know, I started writing it. And, you know, so, you know, we had the cat and the hat and all those things and it rhymed. And I was like, I can do that. And, you know, you start learning about poetry, you know, in elementary and those things. So when the cat and the hat came out, you know, the rhyming and all that and how it was expressive. And I started writing. Like if I got upset, how I felt, if I had a little crush, if I had a little, that's how I started writing. So I was, the earliest that I can remember was 8 years old.
Okay. So what was it that said, okay, I'm going to keep doing this and I'm going to get to the point where now I'm going to get on stages and share my poetry with other people?
What kept me writing was I kept growing. So the emotions become stronger. You start learning yourself. You start learning more. You start going through more. And then you have your inspirations that come out. Like I started finding out about Maya Angelou. Then Poetic Justice came out. And you know, that was a whole, I was like, ooh, you know, like this is me, this is my life. I just continued to write. I just continued to grow. And then in elementary, I found out about Maya Angelou's poem, Phenomenal Woman. And here I am, this plus size girl in high school, and she's speaking. I'm like, this sounds like me, you know, and that's kind of the turn that I had when I started wanting to be more empowering and writing about being that type of woman, loving yourself regardless when people don't love you. And then, you know, more and more women just came, like the Georgia Mees and people like that. So that's what kept me going, because I'm like, it's other women, you know, like, okay, I want to do this.
So Grande Beauty, you know, we know you as a Tarika Watson, but Grande Beauty, where does that come from? How did
you know, the fun thing, more people know me by Grande than Tarika. Okay. So it's like if I hear Tarika, they either somebody coming in. They're either
it's like family or something.
Family, right. Or they went to school with me. Right. So yeah, they will. I was like, hold on, and then you know my nickname, but Grande Beauty came from. It was like I want to say about 2004, 2005, and I wanted to have this when the plus size thing was jumping off. You know, we had these plus size group, BBW groups, and I wanted a group. I was like, I want a group of women, and I was like, I'm gonna call them the Grande Beauties, and I wanted everybody to have their own name, this beauty, that beauty, and so fast forward, I said, no, I'm gonna call myself Grande Beauty. Okay. And then I got the group. The group was called the Immense Beauties. Okay. So everybody had a name. I had Ample Beauty, you know. So that's where Grande Beauty came from. So I already was calling myself Grande Beauty because of the plus size thing. Because you know, Grande means large in size, magnificent, and beauty meaning quality, pleasing to the eye. So I said, okay, well, now that's my stage name. So I kept it. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So fashion is important to you. Mm-hmm. What inspires the fashion side of you? What encourages that?
Just growing up, my mom, you know, I come from a mom that she laid me out, decked me out, and she dressed me, and I just always, that's what I looked at in the magazines, and I love looking at shows on TV. Like I looked at Claire Huxtable, like I want to dress like that. I want to be beautiful like that. The Sandra Clarks, like the Whitley Gilberts. You know, I was like, that's what I want to do. And then just seeing women like when Monique came out, she was the plus size woman, and Oprah, and I'm like, oh, they dress. And that's where it came from. So I started designing. I actually started drawing and designing in middle school. And I would draw wedding dresses, and I would draw outfits, and that's where the plus size, I'm not gonna say plus size fashion, but fashion came into play.
What, you know, for the women out there of any size, there's women that struggle with fashion in particular, what, you know, what advice would you give for that lady that's struggling, that's trying to figure out fashion and figure out how to tweak it and how to make things work? What, you know, since you've already had it, what advice would you give them?
I would say,
are you a coach, a consultant, or a subject matter expert, and you're not using a podcast to grow your business? You know you are leaving money on the table. And if you've already started one, but you're not getting listeners or clients that you want, my free 4-step podcast to success program gives you a simple roadmap to launch and grow your podcast in just 30 days. Build credibility, reach more people, and attract more clients. Click the link below and get started now.
And a lot of women, like I say, I came from a mom, like she cute, she dressed, whatever. A lot of women don't have that inspiration, so they never knew where to go. Right. So I would say, what do you like? You know, if you're a tennis shoe, jeans girl, find a way to make that is you, be you, and just make it presentable to the point where you like, when you step out that door, you know you're making a statement. Whatever you like a lot of people see me in dresses all the time. Like, but it's the different variations of dresses, because I like to make a statement. And if I wear pants, it's got to make sense for me. And dress, more importantly, dress for your body type. Like, I know we had this thing, and they probably try and cancel me for this, but that is very important, because you can have on a cute outfit. I can go put on a whole lot of things, but it's not for me. You know what I mean? That's very important, because you can have on a fly outfit, but if that fly outfit is not fly on you, let it fly away.
All right.
Let it fly away.
Right. Yeah. So let's go back to poetry. For the person who is writing and they're wanting to get out there, but maybe they're, you know, intimidated or they just feel nervous about it. What advice would you give someone who might be on that bridge of wanting to publicize their poetry or put their poetry, but they may not feel comfortable doing that, but they kind of want to.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna go back to when I first did poetry on the stage in 2007. A poet by the name of Bernice Venom Brown. Her name is Venom. First person that gave me the chance to get on the stage, it was at the F&W over in Columbus. I was nervous, I was scared, I could barely breathe. And I never did poetry again on the stage till 2011.
Okay.
And to do that, I was still nervous again. And I remember getting there, it was me and my sister, and I had 2 poems prepared or whatever. I drank. I got margaritas. I was like, I gotta get my nerves right. This time I'm not gonna mess up. And I did that. And every time I would go perform, I would drink something, you know? Till I got to the point where I realized, like, oh, this become like I ain't getting slizzard, but I'm knocking it off. You know, I'm like putting it. And I remember I had a show at Columbus State. I had to perform. I think it was like Iota Week, one of those big things, one of those big weeks. And I remember sitting in my room, and at this time, this probably was like 2012, 2013. I'm in there now. I'm performing a lot.
Okay.
And I remember praying, and I said, God, if you get me through this performance without drinking, I would never drink again to perform. I said, but if you I'm telling God, like, if I don't, I'm gonna drink.
Right.
I went and did that performance, smooth, never. Now I can't drink because I can't. I'm not gonna remember. Like if you see me drink, I just gotta drink, but I'm not drinking to get the edge off. Right. So I said all that to say, before I went on that stage, I took a breath, and I said, you can do this. All it took was for me to believe in myself. Believe in yourself. You have to have, and I say this all the time now, you have to have audacity and a bit of delusion to get out here. And you have to have that. Have the audacity, have consistency, and have delusion. Roll all those together and go do it. Because somebody's gonna like it. One might not, but you might have 10 more people that think you're dope. So yeah, that's why I say believe in you.
Would you say even when you perform, even now, would you say you still may have a little nervousness, maybe a little bit, or you just kind of like, I'm good to go now?
I have a lot of nervousness.
Okay, all right. So,
I was nervous yesterday at the Juneteenth.
Okay.
And I say this story and I say it over and over again. On the Monique show, when Monique had her show on BET, and I can't remember who she said told her this. It was either Gladys Knight, Shaka Khan, one of them. They told her every time you go out getting ready to go out on that stage, you're supposed to be nervous. They said if you ever get ready to go out on that stage and you're not nervous, quit. She said because you're no longer humble. You feel like I got this. Everybody gonna like this. So I embrace the nervousness now because I do think like, are they gonna receive this? Am I gonna flub? Am I gonna mess up? Am I gonna forget? Are they gonna boo me? Are they gonna walk away? Or is nobody gonna listen? So you have to you always should be nervous. You should always have some type of nervousness because that's your humbleness. So with that, knowing that, and like you said, telling that person, hey, you are going to be nervous. For you, knowing that you have that feeling and you get that, and like that, what keeps you going? What keeps you performing? It's my passion. My passion. And it was times I was like, I'm tired. I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel, and it always calls me. But what I've learned, and I started learning for myself around about 2023, 2024, I really got it. It clicked. Back in 2018, Georgia Me talked to me. And I told her, I said, this time I'm doing shows, 2 or 3 shows. I'm in Atlanta. I really wasn't even in Columbus. I'm in Atlanta, and I'm doing 2 or 3 shows. I'm on this side of Atlanta, and I got to hurry up and get to this side of Atlanta because I done told them, well, I'm booked here, and they like, well, we'll hold up the show. You get here, get to from Jonesboro to
Atlanta traffic is a gamble.
Come on now. And they was like, well, the show starts at 6. I won't put you on the 8. I'm like, okay, well, this event that I'm at, it end at 4. All right. And I'm doing all this, and I'm like, but I felt like I wouldn't get nowhere. And I told Georgia Me, I said, I'm doing all these shows. She said, you on a hamster wheel. And that stuck with me forever.
Okay.
I always tell this story, and I tell it to the day I die. And that moment, I started moving into the direction of not taking everything, because I see artists do it. I see artists that you throwing 2 or 3 flyers out, I'm here, I'm there, and you get burnt out, and that's all you doing. And you just on these shows, you wearing yourself out. It's like, where's the next level? It's like it's a plateau, and people see you and people think you're doing it because you got these, you here, you there, but you're not feeling like you're accomplishing it. You feel like you're at a plateau and you on the hamster wheel. Okay. And I see a lot of artists do that, and I start learning. And I start pulling away, and I stopped saying yes to everything. If I feel like it didn't benefit me, or if it didn't speak to my soul or my being, or like, yeah, do that, I don't do it. I refer them to another poet, or I'd be like, I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've been at peace since I started doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a host. You host events. What got you into being a host?
Wow, that. So the first time someone asked me to host a show was, I think it was a Mother's Day event back in like 2013, 2014. And I was like, you want me to host? Oh, okay. I hosted. And I did it, and I enjoyed it. So right after that event, I went to a bar here. My classmate, Zach Lee, he owned it. It was off Victory Drive, so I'm in there. He was like, hey, you wanna host your own poetry night here? And I'm like, you know what? I said, let me think about it, let me get it together. And I got it together. Okay. And hosting from then on, it just kept on going. I'm like, okay, I'm the host. Okay. And people started asking me to host bigger events. I'm hosting things in Atlanta, and I'm like, wow, okay, this is happening. So yeah, that my girl Lyrical, she had this thing that she did called the Lyric Room, and I hosted that. It was like they filmed and all that. It just took off. So now I'm like, okay, I'm a host. So I'm like, check.
Okay. What do you think makes a good host?
You have to engage. Okay. You have to be off your dome. You carry the whole show. You have to feel it, and people always ask, I'm like, when I get up and do poetry, I get up and do poetry. I'm up there 2 or 3 minutes, and they book me for a feature. I'm doing 30, whatever, and I sit back down. The host you have to carry it from the beginning, the middle, to the end, and you have to be a people person. You have to know how to engage, and you have to have energy. Like, people, when they say, like, how you know what to say? I'm like, the audience gives me my material. Like, I'm observant, so I'm looking in the crowd and I'm seeing things. And you always have that one person that's either the hypest person or the person you just got to, hey, you happy to be here?
Yeah, right.
That's your material. Okay. And whatever else it goes on. Like, if it's artists that you're introducing, you play off the artist, talking about the artist. And if it's a fashion show, you playing off the fashion. You playing off what's next, and you keeping the order. You have to keep the show in order, and you have to keep the show hype. That's your best quality. You have to be a people person.
Okay. What the feeling you have as a host on stage versus the feeling that you have as a poet on stage, how does that differ? What's the difference between those two?
Poets is more grande.
Okay.
Hosting is more just Tarika being in grande costume.
Okay.
Yeah, so okay. It's a mixture of both, but it's more. The different weights is poetry, I'm performing, but I know this. I know this. I wrote this. Hosting is, I don't know this, I don't know what's gonna happen, and all this is on my back, and it's gotta work from beginning to the end. I can't ad-lib this. You know what I'm saying? Like poetry, if I forget a line, I can ad-lib. If it's a dead space, or I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do to keep that crowd, I can't ad-lib that.
So you have been in the situations where you've more gone as a person to enjoy the show, and yes. Someone spots you and they want to pull you.
Always. Okay. I done been to birthday parties. parties. I'm at a birthday dinner. And I'm like, that is not what I'm here for. You know, I hated that. So I literally had to make a Facebook post like, if you want to hire me if you want to book me, because people will do that. People will invite me to things just so they can say, Grande, you gonna get on the mic? Oh,
using your name.
Yeah, Grande, you want to get up? Free entertainment. No, I'm not here for free entertainment. So I'm here to support. You know, so I had to learn to start telling people, I'm here to support. I'm not here to perform.
So you know, that's something that's interesting. That's something I like to talk about. The line where it's like, look, you're an entrepreneur and you're wanting to be able to eat with this. You want to be able to grow with this. So where is that line? Because especially the person like you are, that's just like, you have that open heart and you want to help and you want to do stuff, and people will take advantage of that. So how do you draw that line for that, especially for that person that's wanting to get out there and you know, they say exposure versus really, you know, exposure doesn't pay, you know, Georgia Power. So where do you draw that line? How do you? You
know, I had to learn that exposure thing. People hit you up and like, I want you to come. It's a good platform. Gonna be there, and this good exposure. And I'm like, if I need exposure, how you found me? How did you find me?
Interesting. Interesting.
Where did you see me at? How you know I do this? So I had to draw that. Someone always tells me you have to teach people how to do business with you. And I had to learn from the gate, because people will sit up there and ask you to come do something for free, and they charge you $40 for tickets. You done paid everybody. You done paid the DJ. You've paid the caterer. You've paid the decorator. But you gonna put my face on the flyer so people can come, but then don't want to pay me? No. So you really have to care about yourself. You have to not let people play with you. Because they're not coming to play. They're coming to get what they can out of you. So you have to look at it like, you're trying to get what you can out of me. You won't get it unless you give me what I deserve.
And it's not being selfish.
It's not. It's not playing. You have to not let people play in your face, because people will play in your face. They will do it if you let them, because if they feel like, well, I can get such and such come and do it for $30, they're not finna book you, because they know I can play over here. If you teach them that they can't play with you, they won't.
You have a very good social media presence, and I want to kind of break it up. So what encouraged you to say, I'm gonna put yourself out there, you put your poetry out there, and to broadcast it on social media, because you get a lot of people who are like, I don't know about putting my stuff out there on social media. So to start, what encouraged you saying, I'm gonna start posting on social media?
You know what? I don't think I thought about it. You know, because just coming up in a time that it was just like natural to show, and you go perform these places, and you get somebody to film you, or somebody sends you a clip and you post it, you know. Like, I was, before the content creator thing, before you could get paid for it, you know, that's why I was like, you know, I'm proud of myself. I want somebody to see this, you know. I think that's where it came from, just being proud of what I was doing. Like, this is gonna touch somebody. What I said is gonna touch somebody's soul. I want them to hear this. So, and it just grew, because I didn't even start out with the poetry, putting the poetry out there. Yeah, it was like I said, it was the plus size thing, because that was what was going. You know, being a plus size woman in 2008, 2009, you know, started with the MySpace. You know, you had these plus size groups of women from here to New York and everywhere.
You took it back.
Back.
Okay.
So.
So the MySpace and the Black Planet.
You know, you had these groups of people that band together and you grew a following. So some of these people have followed me for years. And some of them are new, you know. So and and I always say I never know why people come and follow me. It could be poetry, because some people probably think my poetry is trash. Some people come because I am plus size. And some people come because I made a post that probably like, oh, you know, because, you know, I have posts, by my opinion, it'll go up. And then sometimes I'm just funny. Some people like, oh, why you ain't a comedian? And I'll be like, I just be talking, you know, so it's a combination of things. So like when you said I didn't know I had 16,000 followers on TikTok. I didn't know this. I was like, 16?
Yeah,
what?
That's what I want to dive into that. So what would you say that your energy started more so on Facebook before Instagram, and you put a lot of energy into Facebook? Okay. That's your biggest platform right now. So.
Yeah, it definitely, and again, how I got to 30 something was because of just me saying something, you know, and people coming and they stay in the follow, and I'd be like, okay, now next week I might say something you don't like, you know.
So you being authentic.
I'm authentic, you know, you take it or leave it, you know, but yeah, the Facebook was the thing, and Twitter. I was on between Facebook and Twitter, so it's like an app would come out and kill another one, you know what I'm saying? So Facebook, I used for years, I want to say from probably like 2011 to probably like 2012, 2013, I would just come on Facebook, say good morning, check in, whatever. I wasn't really on there. Everybody was on Twitter. I was on Twitter. I would tweet all day. Then came Instagram. Instagram totally killed Twitter. You know what I'm saying? At some point. So it was like you jumping from all these things. And so yeah, but Facebook was the one that got the most for some reason, you know.
How important is social media to what you do now as a poet, as a host, as an entrepreneur?
It's very important because it's like free advertisement, you know, and people see you all around the world. You know, the days of, you know, like we used to put out an app, because I did 2 CDs, so I just dropped them, you know, CJ, Bless the Dead, dropped them on social media, and everybody's there. People buy them as far as China, and I'm on charts and these, you know, independent charts and all these things right here in Columbus. So it is very important. It cuts out the middleman, you know, so much so that they don't even have artist development anymore, because they look at, okay, you got 1 million followers and all these streams, so come on and you on our label. So it's very important, and it keeps me where if I don't have a show for 3 weeks, people still know I'm a poet. You know, it's people back in the day, if you went on the road and hit these spots, or you went on the circuit, nobody knows you. So people still know me. I reiterate that I'm a poet. I'm an artist. I'm a host. I'm a mom.
An author. I didn't mention that. Yeah.
All these things. So yeah, it's a way to keep people in the know.
Do you have any kind of specific strategy? Because I noticed that you do post constantly. When it comes to, like, I think you Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok are kind of your 3 major ones. So is there any kind of strategy that you kind of look at when it comes to posting? So
I will say, when I was on Monster Music, I was on this label called Monster Music, owned by CJ Joyner. And I learned marketing just by watching how he moved. And then I learned it for myself, and I watched how people engage with me. And I learned, like, morning time, if I don't hit people with stuff by 1 at the latest, sometimes I push it to 2, depending. Most of the time by 12. That's why you see most in the morning, I'm posting, whether it's poetry, an event, or something I did the day before. Even if I went out, took pictures, I posted in that morning. The rest of the time, I'm probably just talking to, and a lot of posts I schedule. Yeah, I schedule the posts. Like, I say, I want to say this, and I forget. I forget that I scheduled a post for 3 o'clock or 5 o'clock, and I'd be like, what are these notifications? I'd be like, oh, I scheduled that post. So a lot of times, and like me, I will get on there, and people don't know. I tell people, I scroll probably like the first 10 10 posts and I get back off.
Okay.
Now I catch stuff like if it's repeated, like every time I'm get like, you know, some celebrity something going, I'm like, okay, what they done did, because this is them. This is the first 10 posts within the first 10 posts of my algorithm every time I get on there. And yeah, but I go and try and catch up on, you know, comments and stuff like that. But other than that, yeah, I'm trying to push as far as marketing myself early in the day, and then I try and uniform it from TikTok so you'll see this post, and TikTok I do more the video visual, and then I'll be like, okay, I gonna throw that on Facebook too, even though I put the picture up there, because you know people want to hear music does something to people. So yeah.
You have a favorite platform between Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram?
As far as marketing myself?
Yeah, or just one that you enjoy better?
TikTok.
Okay.
Definitely TikTok.
What is it about TikTok?
TikTok to me is more authentic. And TikTok, you see, Facebook, you have your family, your friends, and people that's just gonna look. TikTok, if you walking your dog, people like, oh, you walking your dog, they're gonna watch it. You know, it's more of like they want authenticity. Like you get everything from the political person, you get somebody funny, you get somebody speaking on something that you want, and it's just, to me, I call it the cable network. You know, it's the people's cable network. So that's why I like TikTok. You can scroll all day and go all around the world, see things, learn things, hear things. You can learn from some recipes, and this thing you watching somebody get their whole story about how, you know, how they overcame something. So I love TikTok. So
like in this whole world of, you know, AI and all these AI videos, do you think that, just from your opinion and what you see, do you think that AI could have an effect on the poetry side of things and the future of poetry? Do you think?
Most definitely, because if they already got singer, I don't know. But like they had this singer out, she was whole AI, you know.
Somebody's writing it, you know, to an extent.
And then using somebody else's voice, you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's gonna be good or bad. Because what if an AI something comes out that's poetry related, and it makes a demographic of people who would have never gave poetry a chance, give it a chance, which shines a light on the people like me who has a track record already before AI. So you know I'm out here writing my stuff. You know I'm bringing what I feel is true. You saw me on stages, so you know it might be a blessing. You know, sometimes, you know what they say, a blessing in disguise. Right. You know, so yeah. Well,
you know, it's a conversation that, you know, we'll just see. I guess from your standpoint, because you mentioned, you know, being authentic, and it's like that's kind of the new thing now. And so, you know, people like live shows, they still like the live things, and like the real stuff, and it's like, it seems like your social media thrives off of what's real versus what's made up. So you like TikTok being authentic. So as far as revenue generating when it comes to the platforms, do you have a favorite one when it comes to just like making money and income?
Now that's the thing, I make some money on Facebook, but I don't try and make money. And the funny thing, I was thinking about this the other day, I was one of the first back in like 2017 when they started the content creator. I remember I made $500 off Instagram. And I think it was something as simple as, we'll give you $150 for this.
A reel or something.
If you post a reel, and I think one was like, we'll give you $250 if you go live for 15 minutes. I went live. They was like, we'll give you another $250 if you go live and invite somebody. And I told my sister, I said, I'm gonna invite you into live, and we're gonna sit there and talk, and got paid. And then here came, and this is, to me, this is when it got messed up, because in order at that time, I had to have 10,000. You had to have 10,000 followers. You had to have a certain amount of views or something like that on Instagram to be in the creator fund.
Right.
Facebook, you had to have like,
it was 5,000 at one point.
Yeah. And then now it's whatever. When it became that, it went down the drain. You know. And even though I've made money, I don't even. I'm shocked when I get a Facebook. I'm shocked.
Okay. Look,
I be like, oh,
okay. Something just popped up.
Sometimes it's enough to put some gas in the car. Sometimes it's enough to put. But I think people are so obsessed. I know so many people are obsessed with this. What they talk about, content creating, and I'm like, you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
So what I've learned, and when I talk to people who are aggressive on the platforms, they say it's more about the other things that you can. So it's like for you as an influencer, you've been able to say sell a book or sell a CD or album or sell jewelry or sell other stuff. What are your thoughts on that? Like using the platform for other stuff as opposed to platform paying you?
Ooh, it's been a blessing.
Okay.
Because when I started my Simply Unique business making earrings, that was a blessing. You know what people, I did it so long on Facebook to when I tried to make a website, they wouldn't even go to the website. They still was inboxing me. I'm like, go to the website. I stopped paying for the website. I'm like, I'm paying for a website for nothing. So 4 people ordered off my website. So I got 50 in my inbox.
So, for the person that says you got to have a website.
Yeah, it's people, and it's people that will ask me, where's your website? I'm like, I had one, nobody used it. I had one, all of them inboxing me. And that goes back to when I say you got to teach people how to do business with you. So now that I'm starting my Simply Unique, making the purchase, now you're gonna have to go to the website because I'm not doing it because it wears you out, because people don't respect your time. They think they can hit you at 9 o'clock and like, hey, these earrings, or you got some more earrings, can you make me these? I'm like, baby, it is 9 o'clock. I am off. So your entrepreneurship turns into a 24-hour thing because you're trying to be accommodating. And I'm not gonna do that this time around. Yes, I will advertise. Yes, I may answer a couple of inboxes, whatever, but I'm going to be so detailed on my website. No, unless you need to get, because you having a problem. But even then, no, you email. Put email on the website. So but it helps businesses though. So
what for someone who's wanting to grow on the platforms, what advice would you give, especially the ones that say, I posted and only 2 people saw my post? What would you say for that person that's
Ooh, I would say sometimes is what you're doing worth viewing first. We're gonna say that first. Is it worth viewing? Because sometimes when I say you have to have a level of delusion. I know plenty of people are boring as crap, and I'm like, but they're consistent. They're very consistent. So stay consistent.
That's the key.
Somebody will pick it up because there's plenty of people. I be like, well, I see them all the time. They stay in my algorithm all the time, and they're boring.
That's not something you wouldn't be interested
in.
But somebody is watching. Who's
watching this? Somebody's gonna watch it. And then you have the nice people that are with the niceties, and go whoever this is or whatever, and child ain't watching that. They're not. So, and also you have insights now. Like I even have posts. It'll probably be 20 people, but 1,000 people saw it. So that's why I think Facebook started going towards the because they were doing the engagement. Now I think they're doing like the it's something else that they call it.
I think the engagement is a part of it, but the views.
They're doing more of like that because they feel like, okay, we see y'all saying that people are not interacting. Like they're seeing that 10,000 people saw this and only 5 people liked it. So what are we going to do? Because we have to do something. So I think that's why they have this new way of giving you the money.
Do you see yourself just kind of what you're doing now, just continuing what you're doing? Do you see yourself maybe pivoting or changing? or like, you know, stepping up. You know, I've talked to people to say, well, you know, I've got, you know, 36,000. My goal is 100,000 or something like that. Or are you comfortable with the growth that you're gaining now?
Yeah, I honestly don't. I honestly don't pay attention to it.
Okay.
You know, when it climbs and I'm like, it'll be, no lie, it'll be sometimes a post I posted 2 years ago or start getting, it's a post right now that people come in on every day and I get follows from. Okay. That I posted, I don't even
Now, what platform is this?
This is Facebook.
Facebook, okay.
And I'm like, who are these people? And my followers would go up. Okay. And I'm like, so it'll just be something that'll make me pay attention to it. Okay. Like, where is these people coming from? And I hit it, and I'm like, oh, this post. Okay. It'll be. I'm like, what did they do? Some people cussing me out by the post. I'm like,
from 2 years ago, like this
like,
old. Yeah.
Oh, this old girl. Okay. You know, that's that. You know, but it's weird. I think I'm blessing myself by not being absorbed with it. Okay. Like it happened, I'd be like, oh, well, I got. Yeah, and sometimes when I see it, I'd be like, let me just see how this gonna go. Okay. And it's been time. I'm like, I done gained 300 followers in an hour. What's going on? And I see the post like, oh, this is going up. Okay. You know, so yeah, it's. I think the blessing that I have is not. A lot of people want to be famous. I want to be successful. Okay. Is this gonna bring me success? Will these, out of these 30-some thousand people, if I put on a show right now, who's gonna buy a ticket? Okay. So, you know, I think that's the difference with me, you know, and entertainers. Mm-hmm. Like when we fill rooms with people who took their hard-earned money, put on their clothes, got in their car, and came to see us. It's easy, like, okay, like to us, like, okay, that's easy. You came to look at my stuff and you hit a like, but that's detrimental to us. You know, and it's important when the person won't come out and buy a ticket. That's detrimental to us. Okay. But the blessing is, if I can get, I might get 5 likes, but I can get 20 people to come out here and buy a ticket and come see me perform and hug and we take pictures. Right. You know, so we kind of
because you know you get the folk like, wait a minute, likes and comments don't pay the bills.
There's some people really waiting to quit their job to be content creators. Yeah. And you are crazy because if Facebook shut down tomorrow, I've seen people lose millions of followers. This girl was talking yesterday. She had got up to 44,000 and they banned her page. You gonna rely on that? Something's wrong.
Have you ever had a ban or restriction?
I've been to Facebook jail, so that's why I tone my talk down.
So for the people that don't know, what exactly is Facebook jail?
Facebook jail is when they suspend you. Okay. You can go on your page. You can see, you can't comment, you can't like, you can't respond. You can see everything everybody's saying to you, but you are suspended. Right. You can't say anything. You can. Now they used to let you inbox. Like you could. I used to, go on the inbox. Say, hey, I'm in Facebook jail. Right. But they start shutting down even your messenger. Okay. So years ago, I would go make another page just to go, hey y'all, I'm in Facebook page on this. Honey, they how you connect now. Yeah. They shut down every page you have.
Right. Anything that's on the I guess on your IP address.
Oh, it's shut down. Yeah. So I haven't been, and it like when you see people saying unalived and they use it like me, I can't say murder. Okay. I have to say pew pew. I can't say, I talk like, and people, and it be people like, why y'all saying unalived? I'm like, you've never been to Facebook jail, have you? You haven't been. I got put in Facebook jail, and what did I say? Oh, I had drunk some coffee. Okay. And I said, ooh, y'all, I said this coffee, I said it got so much caffeine it made me want to jump off the building. They said I was promoting suicide. Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Okay. So it's a level of us that it's like they target us. So once you have experience getting targeted and you can't, it's warning. Like I would get a warning. Like my page will stay. My page in the yellow now from something I don't know what I did. Right. And then they start pulling old posts. They start suspending. Like I was like, oh Lord, let me say you have to find fancy ways to spell stuff and say stuff. Right. Because they will put you in jail.
And you get the They won't tell you what it is. They just say, well, you violated Facebook's policy.
Yeah, they used to tell you. They used to tell you to post. Right. They used to give you a chance to even take it down. But now they're like, you violated. I'd be like, what I say?
Right.
So, yeah, and then you'll see some people saying worse than you. Ain't never been. I'm like, I am targeted. This is a conspiracy. So it's funny. It was that Facebook jail. I think the longest time I've been in Facebook jail was 30 days. 30 days.
Yeah, that's typically
But before it was like 24 hours. Okay. I've done 24 hours, 3 days, and I think I did a week. And the last time when they hit me with that 30 days, I was like, okay.
Wow.
And then they tell you like, you risk the chance of your page being forever banned and all this. I'm like, okay. Yeah. So people they don't know. So when we saying unalive, that we spelling stuff backwards and scrambling stuff, we on probation.
Right.
You know, we out on probation.
So question, you got strong Instagram, you got strong TikToks, very strong Facebook. So YouTube, what are your thoughts on YouTube? Is there a future for us to see you on YouTube?
You know, I have a YouTube, and YouTube is hard.
Okay.
They tried. I think they lowered it down. You get 500 subscribers.
Well, yeah, they've got two programs. Yeah. One is the 500 subscribers, and then like 3,000 watch hours. But the main one is the 1,000.
Yeah. See, and I'm not consistent. Yeah. That's my problem.
Okay.
So you have these people that are consistent. They can drop a video every other day.
Right.
This is what I'm doing, and they from the time they take a shower until they go to sleep, and you know, I'm not that person. I forget. I got videos from years ago. I still never posted.
Okay.
I'm looking at my cruise stuff from last year. I'm like, I still need to post this stuff from my cruise. People don't understand, like going live and stuff. You don't see me go live. Like getting up doing all that and filming. It's nah. And it's weird because I can get on the stage and perform, but yeah, I've tried it. Like even when I had my podcast, it was
audio, audio.
Oh no, it was both. But he would do the clips for YouTube, and see, I don't have all that stuff because CJ passed away, and but you know, he would film me and it would go audio, but send it up. Just the thought of me every week having a time and a day to set up and do stuff and talk drives me nuts.
Right. So and this is understanding too that the fact that you are managing 3 really strong platforms, that's work. That's just not, you know, you get people to be like, oh, you just, you know, you just posting a little something, but to sustain, you're going close to 100,000 followers on your platforms. To sustain that is some work.
It is. It is. I mean, and Facebook will hit you and be like, you posting lists. I'm like, I'm not working for you. You know, I'm working for me. You know, I'm trying to keep when I post, it's not to get a Facebook check. It's for me to get this check out here in the real world, you know, for somebody to see me and say, hey, I want to book her. You know, I'm getting booked. I want to be booked and busy out here. But yeah, it's work. It's work. You know, because I have to get up every day and market myself. So I'm my own marketing team. I'm my own stylist. I'm my own all these things, you know. Thank God I'm blessed for the people that will share and recommend me and say, hey, she hosts, or hey, she's a poet, or hey, she's an actress, you know. So those things.
How important in what you do, how important is relationship building and networking?
It's very important. You know, it's very important. And I was just talking about this the other day. I said your reputation is big, you know, and it's there's somebody that will say something bad about me, I'm sure, but where there are 20 people that will have a different perspective about me. So relationship and networking and networking with a purpose and not to use people is very important. Because see, when I network with people at events, you know, like I was at the Juneteenth thing yesterday, and I saw the lady, and I said, oh, you work for the Springer. So I got to talking to her, you know, that type of thing, you know, just to speak to somebody. But yeah, it's very important. Relationships are very important. How you carry yourself is very important.
Tell me more about what you feel when it comes to networking with a purpose.
Networking with a purpose means What are you pouring into that you want these people to pour back into you? So when you go to these networking events and you're just handing out your cards, to me that's not pouring into anything. Like you need to engage with a purpose. You need to, like when I talked to that lady yesterday from the Springer, I talked to her with a purpose, not with the thought, well, let me get this lady information, keep her on my backside.
Right.
You know, like to me that's when you go with a purpose and you really want knowledge and you really want the information and you really, to me that's going with the purpose for the networking. Like some people just like to huddle up and look important at these networking events and take pictures and drink their little martinis or whatever they, you know, and post it on their page. Look at me, I'm out here and I'm in, you know, they want to look like, they want the influencer look.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. So you mentioned being consistent. Do you take the opportunity to per se network with other influencers, or you really just is it really just because you've got the experience from beginning social media and now versus, because you get the, I guess I can say the younger folk that they just think influencer.
Yeah.
But the relationships you say that are important. So what, how are you building your network? Are you still building your network? Because you mentioned the Springer. What are some things that you do to continue to build your networking?
I try and move in spaces that are with purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
to me, because a long time ago it used to be, I just need all these followers. I need all these followers until Facebook then saw, okay, you got all these followers and we paying you for having all these followers, but they ain't saying nothing to you. There's no purpose in that.
Okay.
So I try and move in spaces that is for purpose.
Okay.
So if I do, I follow people back that have a purpose also. Like I look at, like, I don't just follow for follow.
Right.
I don't do it.
Right.
Follow, engage. It's people that do that. That's their thing. Hey, y'all, we engage with 10 people. That's not my purpose. What are they feeding? Are they poets? Are they writers? Are they authors? What are they doing? I don't care about you getting up making the coffee in the morning. I don't care about that.
Right.
What's your purpose?
Right.
And nobody else really does. They just interacting because they want to build. Y'all trying to build a foundation that's gonna crumble.
Right.
This is not gonna last. So yeah, I move with purpose. So that's why I say when them followers come through, I don't pay no attention because they probably just somebody that get up and go to work and do a 9 to 5 and they liked what I did. I love that they like me. I'm gonna show appreciation when they come and say something. I'm responding. But when I drop this book, are you gonna buy it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Purpose. That's what I mean by purpose.
Well, this has been absolutely awesome.
It has.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 coming in the future.
We will.
Especially you've got some stuff coming out, so we definitely got to go into that. I really appreciate you taking the time. Any closing thoughts? Any final thoughts you want to put out there?
Well, I just want to say, people, if you're out there, come follow me for a purpose. I have Simply Unique dropping. That is my purse line. I have Simply Unique. I'm getting ready to do some new things with that. I am in a movie called Trapped Outside, and you can find that on Amazon Prime and Tubi. It's been #1 on Tubi since it dropped in April. It dropped April 6th. It dropped April 6th. Go check that out. I play Prosecutor Davis. Check out my poetry. I have books on Amazon. I have She Has a Story to Be Told. No, She Has a Story to Tell too. I'm sorry. Missing my own book. And I have my poetry book, and it's called Evidence of the Things Unseen. So if you can support
we're gonna put everything, all the links in the description, so you can definitely connect. So I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And even with the technical difficulties, we got through it. We good.
Look, they don't know nothing about it.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.